This is SERElisation. I'm here at the O2, and guess what? The guest that I've been bigging up, talking about, and I'm so excited to interview is Kele Le Roc. Thank you. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for coming to SERElisation.
Pleasure, baby.
Me.
Pleasure.
I feel like there's so much I want to ask and talk to you about. I'm just thinking where to begin, really. Like, how did you get into the music industry?
I started singing and dancing from the age of 3, so that was kind of always in my bones. And I think artistically, I'd always express myself musically. But initially, I wanted to kind of more do dancing. But when I was about 12 years old, I had a knee operation where I had problems with my knees and stuff. So I decided to kind of branch more into the singing side of it. And I think probably the first time I went to studio, I was probably 12 years old. And I worked with numerous different people, and by the time I was about 16, my dad introduced me to some guys from Best Kept Secret, and I started working with them. And then I got introduced to a guy from a label called First Avenue Records, and then they decided they wanted to sign me. They didn't sign me straight away; they kind of kept me there, but brought me on a couple of projects and stuff. So music-wise, I was doing music with Best Kept Secret, and then we put something out on the streets, kind of thing. And that went really, really well. So I toured with Total, I don't know if you remember them.
Oh, of course I do.
Yeah, and Horace Brown. And then off the back of that, then I got signed to First Avenue finally. Right. And then I got licensed to Polydor.
Right. What was it like the very first time you heard your song on the radio? And where were you? Can you remember where you were, what you were doing?
I think the first time I heard my song on the radio, I was on tour at the time. Right. And we were in the car, and it was on Choice FM. Choice FM really supported me, and I really love that about Choice. They are kind of the first to pioneer, up and coming urban UK talent, and big up to Choice FM for that. Yeah, I mean, part of me was really oh my god, my song's on the radio. But there's another part of you that know that this is your destiny. So it's that's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Now, my personal favourite song is My Love, because I can remember my first ever boyfriend at secondary school bought me that song.
Did he? Bless him.
Yeah. So I remember I knew the words, everything. Such a beautiful song. How did you feel about the success of that song? Did you ever think it was going to be that successful and then be remixed 1,000 times and even now still be so popular? I mean, that song has the most unbelievable longevity.
I mean, I always joke that song pays my bills, because now I still get requests.
Yeah.
This is 10 years on, we're talking.
Completely.
And the original I thought was a beautiful song.
Yes.
I didn't write it, but basically we bought it from a writing team with your label.
Yeah.
They listened to different songs, and I was like, that is a beautiful song. I would love to sing that song. And when I did record basically I used to rave a lot, and at the time it was garage. Yeah. So I was adamant that I wanted a garage remix. And I decided I wanted to do it with 10 Below. My label were like, okay. So I did it with them, and I flew in that morning from Iron Upper and went straight to the studio. And have you been to Iron Upper?
Oh yeah.
Well, everyone gets
black and white, Ice Club. Yeah.
Everyone gets a mashup voice, right? So I even had a mashup voice. And at the end of it, I thought, it's really good, it's cool. But I never, ever imagined, it's so funny sometimes that when you create magic, you don't even realise that's what you created. We were just vibing and having fun, and I think that's probably when you do make the best magic, when you're not trying too hard, you're just having fun and enjoying what you're doing.
I know you've done lots of different collaborations. My favourite one? Yeah. Romeo.
Okay.
Loved it.
Thank you.
Can't Stop Dancing to It, and I love the video.
I weren't in it though.
I know, but it's just you know it's Kele Le Roc's voice, but then you've got this kind of beautiful Indian
Bollywood thing.
Yeah.
I could have done that. I could have put in a long wig and a sari.
You look stunning actually, right in the middle.
I could have dropped that, yeah. But yeah, I mean, obviously that was their choice and that's their thing. But I love Basement Jaxx. I think they're so talented, and Felix and Simon are really good guys, really humble, really down to earth. And it was a great honour and privilege to work with them. But I mean, I've worked with so many people. I got to work with Damage, who I was huge fans of at the time. So even though I was an artist, I absolutely loved Damage. So to get to work with them was like a dream come true. I worked with Courtney Pine. I've worked with Omar. I've worked with Donnie, again, two amazing people that I think are just amazing. I've worked with Estelle. I've worked with Lamar. I've worked with
talent, so Yeah, and I
mean, I worked with her still basically when she was just up and coming, and she was doing a mixtape, and she was like, "Will you be on my mixtape?" And I was like, "Of course I will," you know. And I worked with Lamar before he got signed because we were both at the same sort of, I wouldn't say label because they were like a production outfit, best kept secret, but that was like our little family. So when I was coming out, he was supporting me, and we did a track together as well.
Do you still keep in contact?
Yeah, I still keep in contact. When I was in New York the other day, I went to see her and stuff, and she had like a little get together at her house. So it's really cool.
You've been in the industry for so long, and you're still here. You're still making tunes. Like, what's it like to be a kind of a music industry child?
I think doing urban music, I think is very, very hard in this country.
Yeah.
And you really have to love it. Otherwise, you would just give up. Basically, you would just chuck it all in. So I think in that respect, we don't have the budgets here, we don't have the marketing, and we don't have the insight to market, UK urban act here, which I really, really, really think, that if we had that behind us, that we'd have a lot more success rate, because Americans come over all day long and do their thing, and we lap it up, so you cannot say that black music doesn't sell.
You've got a fashion line?
Yes, I have a fashion line
tell.
as well. The fashion line is called Le Roc. The clothing line at the moment is the clubwear range, which is called Funkin' Bitch.
Brilliant.
The jewellery line, Glam Rock, which is also on there as well.
I love it.
Basically, they're all available from my website shop, which is KeleLeRoc.com. My clothes and my jewellery, they are all designed by me. Like, the clothes, like the prototypes are made by me, the samples are made by me, the jewellery is all designed by me, and I've not just endorsed it and said yes.
Yeah, this is my name.
Yeah, no, this I hand drew. There are earrings. There's like another really beautiful pendant. It's really nice stuff.
So how can people change the music industry to make it easier for the up and coming British talent?
I think it's basically, like I said, just down to marketing, budgeting. It's down to money, There are so many things that you can do on a small budget or no budget. Obviously the internet is a really, really excellent tool for those kind of things. Yes. But then there are some things that you just need money for, because you can have the best product in the world, but if people don't know about it, you may as well have nothing. I do think that UK artists that do kind of make it to that next level, they don't help each other enough. The reason why the American ethos works with regards to sort of like they introduce new artists through established artists, and then once that artist becomes established, they introduce it. They don't do that here. Once they make it in this country, or they think they've made it, then they have their little clique, and that's it. Like, they're like, we've made it. We're the hot boys or the hot girls, and everyone else, And I think that's a really bad way of looking at it, because they can't look at the industry as just being about them. The industry is about everybody, and in order for it to be healthy, we have to nurture it with new talent, because you have to, one day they might want to take a break, one day they might not be the in thing. So the people that you have brought in are carrying on this circle of love, but if you're not bringing in anyone, where's the circle? Do you know what I'm saying? So that does worry me. I mean, I've always advocated for helping up and coming people, for mentoring, for trying to inspire and just getting involved. I've done so many features over the years for that very reason, that I think if by having me in someone's video or for me featuring in someone's song I can help them, why not do that?
In the British music industry at the moment, who would you say is stinging?
I think people like Tinchy Strider, Chipmunk, n-dubz are the obvious ones. And respect to them, because they did the grind. They came out. They're actually all born of Channel U. Which their first videos came out on Channel U. And they just kept bringing out good stuff. They were just consistent and just kept on and on and on. And that's what I'd say to anyone out there trying it. Just be consistent. Your first single might not make it, and you might think it's amazing, but just be consistent. Just keep bringing out quality work, and eventually, you'll get acknowledged for that.
So your brand new track at the moment is called Retro. I'm loving the video, loving the track actually.
Thank you.
I don't know if you've seen the video yet. If you haven't, can you go and watch it, please?
Yes, check out KeleLeRoc.com. Or you can check out my MySpace, which is Kele Le Roc Music, or you can go to my YouTube page, which is Kele Le Roc TV. Check it out.
Thank you so much for talking to me.
Oh, absolute pleasure.
All the best with the new track, Retro. Everybody watching this, go and listen to it, and go and support Kele Le Roc.
Buy their single, Amazon.com, Play.com, iTunes, JunoMusic.com. It's only 59p.